All right, welcome. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Friedman here. We are going to play in a league with Bant Eldrazi, the deck that I took to a 12-3 finish at the recent Grand Prix in Indianapolis. I top-8'd a Mox event with it. I've been doing well with Bant Eldrazi. I have an article on gatheringmagic.com about my specific card choices with the deck and why I think that it is the next fair deck to be on top in Modern. I think that Jund and Abzan are reasonable choices, but I think that Bant Eldrazi is actually occupying the space in the format of the good guy, the police trying to help keep down evil, infect, affinity, various combo decks of all stripes, and play a fair game, even if Eldrazi Temple isn't quite the fairest card. So without further ado, let's get into the card choices. The list is a little bit interesting. I have Eldrazi Temple, of course, is the key to getting this deck off the ground. Cavern of Souls, frequently naming human or Eldrazi, means that the control decks are pretty bad against us. We've got various mana fixing in Brushland. We have, Breeding Pool. We have our basics, 2 forests and a plains. We've got the rest of our trifecta of dual lands, 4 fetch lands, some more mana fixing. I choose not to go with a specialty land in this build because I think that it's more important with a somewhat fragile mana base to ensure consistency. We got 4 Path of Exiles, best removal spell for dealing with anything. We are not going to be able to play Lightning Bolt in this particular build. 4 Ancient Stirrings. This card is a little bit broken. It's kind of like a Turbo Impulse or Ponder for card selection, which is really important in Modern, and I think that it's the reason why this deck is the next best quote-unquote fair deck in the format. We've got 4 Noble Hierarchs, allowing us to accelerate kind of a semi-Eldrazi Temple for some of our big fatties. 1 Birds of Paradise is our 5th Noble Hierarch, and then we've got Eldrazi Displacer, is excellent in concert with the Drowner of Hope. The combo basically locks down your opponent's creatures. They're never going to be able to attack. You're going to tap them down a lot. You have Dismember is a 5th Path to Exile. We've got Matter Reshaper as kind of a hard-working body that improves consistency, resiliency, but it doesn't offer anything super special. It's just a decent, fair beater that offers you a little bit of value. Also in the camp of decent fair beater that offers you a little bit of value, Eternal Witness is something that many people have not been running, but I think that it is really nice, especially in the mirror match. It allows you to rebuy your Path to Exiles in concert with Eldrazi Displacer. It's kind of halfway between a Matter Reshaper in that it gains you value on the body, and a Drowner of Hope in that it combos really well with Eldrazi Displacer in order to kind of lock your opponent out of the game. Eldrazi Displacer for Eternal Witness for Path to Exile is no joke. Thought-Knot Seer. This is the bad boy on turn 2. If you cast a Thought-Knot Seer, your opponent will probably be very sad. It's just great magic card, halfway between a Tidehollow Sculler and a Vendilion Click that happens to just be a 4/4 for 4, and it comes out on turn 2 occasionally, which is awesome. Reality Smasher, it's the best Storm Breath Dragon that you could possibly ask for. It's just awesome. Nothing much to say about that. It's just a 5/5 with Trample and Haste for 5 mana. Generally can come out as early as turn 3, frequently on turn 4. And it's hard to remove. It is part of the reason why this deck is so good against other mid-range decks. Engineered Explosives is a really, really nice catch-all in the format. It covers a lot of ground against Affinity, Infect, Suicide Zoo, various mid-rangey decks, Boggles. It's just a really nice catch-all. Then in the sideboard, we've got Blessed Alliance is also very flexible, good against Boggles, Burn, reasonable against any aggressive deck. and then Stony Silence, make Affinity be quiet. Sometimes you got to do that. And even though you have some decent cards like Engineered Explosives against Affinity, you sometimes just need to drop the elbow on them with Stony Silence. Gut Shot is very nice against Infect. It is important to keep pace with your opponent as they are developing their board, and a free removal spell is the best kind of removal spell when you're trying to develop your board and keep Infect from killing you. Stubborn Denial, very important against combo decks of all stripes, Scape Shift decks, Ad Nauseam, good against control decks as well. Whenever you're sideboarding out all your paths, you're sideboarding in your Stubborn Denials. And then Grafdigger's Cage is important against Dredge, important against Malira Company, just kind of important, and you can nicely enough fetch it up with Ancient Stirrings. Again, part of the reason why this deck is so good is so many of its hate cards are findable with Ancient Stirrings, which improves its percentage chance that it will have the appropriate answers to the various linear decks that make up Modern. So without further ado, let's get into some games.